And good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift number 10. Well, as the premium beta is coming to an end, and the official beta starts on the 29th, then what I thought I'd do tonight would be something a little different than I normally do. Instead of me wittering on and pointing out some nice cool effects and things like that, what I'd do is I'd probably try and do a couple of tutorials to show people how to use Super Cruise and how to use Flight Assist Off, or what Flight Assist Off is capable of. On top of that, you'll probably have me wittering on as per usual about what's to be expected in the upcoming beta and some of the features to look out for, as well as some of the pitfalls which I think everybody's been suffering from for the last couple of days. Right, I think I'll buy some cargo because I'm going to do a couple of trade runs. Let's have a look what we got today. Right, we're in Dahan, which is poor extraction, so normally that means lots and lots of tantalum, titanium and aluminium. That sells well here. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to get 4 tons of tantalum. Tantalum, for all those people who are a little bit nerdy about these things, is the fictional metal that's used in all the hyperdrives. It's very important in a lot of books, including my own story. If you've read Drew Wagar's Elite Reclamation, then you'll know the whole reason for the situation that it's in is because of the prison system does appear to be very rich in tantalum. And one of the things I was going to do for my story was there's a similar resource issue that was found at the system where my characters start off. Right, we've got our little cargo. So time to go to Iboots. Alright. I never know how to pronounce this properly. It's Iboots. It's supposed to be French. You would have thought with me being Scottish I'd be able to handle a French accent, but obviously not. The one thing that I am finding at the moment is I'm kind of got used to all this wonderful detail, gorgeous detail in the space station. I hardly notice it anymore, which is a bit of a shame, because when you actually take the time to look at it, it is pretty awesome. Right, I'm just going to muck about with the sound. I think it's a little bit too loud for me at the moment. Here we go. Right. Now, Iboots. Now, I'm not using voice attack today, mostly because I was stupid enough to uninstall it. One thing I am finding, however, is that I'm still saying words like Super Cruise or frame shift or jump, and of course getting a little confused that the ship's not responding. Once you get used to using voice attack, it's actually quite difficult to go back to using the keys, especially when there are so many of them. And here we are. Quick evasive action to avoid the star. And straight to Chanko Dock. Right. Now this will be a good time to actually show you how I use the Super Cruise, or frame shift. Now as you can see, it's a long way off. So what I try and do is accelerate as much as possible to about 20 times the speed of light. And when the counter there reaches 200 light seconds, I then start to throttle back at such a rate that the number of light seconds falls in the amount of proportion. There we go. it falls back in the amount of proportion than it is to the speed of light. So at 100 light seconds out, I'll be doing 10 times the speed of light. 50 light seconds out, I'll be doing 5 times the speed of light. And of course, 20 light seconds out, about twice the speed of light. What happens when you do that is you find that you've got a nice slow deceleration coming into the system, coming into your target, and it saves all that tedious mucking about and missing the target and coming back and restarting it again. And you'll also see that up where I've put throttle is just at the bottom of the blue sweet spot. That basically is how I've found to get this perfect deceleration ratio. And yes, again here we're coming into the iBoot system, Django dock, and again you just look at that planet and you think that is stunning. Now, one of the things that was revealed to us at LaveCon is that that planet is, first of all, procedurally generated. So all that there is procedurally generated, and then it's enhanced by the artist. So make it look a little bit more realistic. Now, I think they're doing that with a lot of these. Oh, there we are. Disengage. Ah, that's nice. Oh, a nice view of the new planet there. Very Earth-like. Wibbly wobbly ship. Ah, there we go. Oh, that is nice. Right, okay, I'm going to take a photo of this, or a screenshot. There we go. Now, one of the things that they've put in this build is the fact you can take 4KK. Is it 4K or 4KK screenshots? Now, these are basically resolutions which you can't really play back on your monitor with any with any real effect. It's mostly future technology. This is Elite Dangerous being prepared for the future, as was outlined by David Braben in the BAFTA talks that have been done recently. In addition, if you get really nice views like that, what you can do is you basically take some pictures and save them up, because they sometimes run competitions, and that was a really nice one. You could get merch. I think people have already won a couple of competitions with this. There was a fantastic photograph of the Olus system. Now this gives me an opportunity here. Actually, I could show you how to use Flight Assist off. Yeah, I think I will at this time. Right. Now I have a special setup for this. My X52 joystick. I've gone and set. You can set ranges on throttle controls. So you split the throttle into 3, or the secondary throttle into 3, and what happens is that your top 66 to 100% you can set to throttle, full throttle forward. 33% to 0. That is full reverse, and the in-between middle slot, that's neutral, so the engines don't fire. The upshot of all that is that it gives you a kind of frontier-like control over your craft. Now, see while I set this up. Right, I'll just show you the X52 in just a second. As you can see, there's a whole lot of activity going on around the station. Mostly, I think. Oh no, we have one commander in there. Don't know what he's up to. Oh, did one of those flash red for a second there? Right. Okay, I think we're ready to go for this test now. So, right, allow me to show you the X52 slider I'm on about. See, that's the throttle, and that little bit there, yep, that is a sub-throttle. So I keep that at neutral for at all times, unless I go flight assist off like this. Now, as you can see, I've got my full power, and I'm just happily gliding along. And there we have it. I'm slowly turning. I'm yawing, actually. The slowest of all the forms of movement in this one, but it's just a nice way to look at the space station. So I flip round like that, and I've also taken my throttle all the way down, so that at the moment I've got no throttle, and because the middle slide is in the centre, I'm not affecting thrust either way. So I'll just line her up just a second. And there we go. Now I'm applying full thrust and rear thrust, and this is me messing about with the slider. Full thrust again. As you can see, it's difficult and twitchy to control, because the way that this works is that you're firing thrusters on the left and the right of your ship and various places, just to oh, beginning to lose it here. Yeah, you're firing. When you move your joystick, you're actually telling which thruster is going to fire and for how long. Very much similar to, if you've ever watched Apollo 13, that's the way it works. And the way this this control model is very, very similar to iWar 2. There's only two differences. The first is, as you can see, I have the throttle in the center sweet spot at the moment. Now, if we were following a full Newtonian physics model, you would be able to turn at the same speed no matter how fast you were going. Now, they've gone and sorted that one out, because they've kept the flight model so that you only turn fast enough when you are in the center of the sweet spot. I know that goes against all rules of Newtonian physics, but the reason for that is a gameplay reason, because although iWar 2 was one of my favourite games, one of the problems with multiplayer was that people would just circle strafe or turret, and it would just be circle strafe, circle strafe, circle strafe, and whoever managed to get the biggest gun on the person quickest did seem to win. And it didn't seem to work in a multiplayer environment as well as it did in a single player, because the combat in iWar 2 is very, very intense. The other thing that they do is that you are limited to your ship's top speed. Normally you'd be able to just override the thrusters and just keep on firing your rear engine, so you'd be constantly accelerating, equal and opposite reaction and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I think what I'll do, yeah. So here's me going past here, and what I'm using here is the lateral thrusters. Now, the lateral thrusters are fantastic for this kind of evasive maneuvers and moving about. They're normally handled by a hat control on the throttle, and very, very very useful, especially in a combat situation. So that's effectively the flight assist off. So you can see you've got your full range of move. Oh, hang on! Ooh, oh, you little toe rag! We have a griefer here, ladies and gentlemen. Ow! And he's taking my shields down, the little git. Now, this is happening quite a lot at the moment. I think players are bored because they're all waiting for beta, and they're not bothering to test. They're just offing people, and you get, oh right, come here, you. You get people who are just decide to go for a laugh. Now, that's fine and dandy, but if you're down to your last 4,000 credits and you can't afford the insurance for your next ship, that's a bit of a bummer. Now, come here. My shields are coming back up, which is good. I think he's decided. Oh, yeah, he's decided he's making a run for it. Oh dear. Poor, poor little Commander Dracula. Bit off a little bit more than you chew. Oh, I'm getting someone else helping me here. That's quite nice of them. There you go. Now, one thing that I'm using here is I've got a double beam laser at the front. And there you go, the beam lasers. And I've got a gimbaled cannon. Now, they've been balance testing. I think that's the phrase they used at LaveCon. Balance testing these cannons. And the cannons don't do as much damage as they used to, which is a bit of a shame. Because I remember in the previous alphas, this would just rip them apart. Oh, dude, poor Commander Dracula. He's doing a brave Sir Robin. Brave Sir Robin ran away. Go on. Run away. Na 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 na. There he goes. The frame shifted. Oi! Oh, what's going on here? This is the guy that was helping me a minute ago. Oh, right, okay, I've had enough of this. Come here, you. Right, you've got pulse lasers. I've got beam lasers. Come here. I must admit, all adrenaline's starting to pump right now. Oh, blast it. Well, the shields are holding, that's good. And here's me using the lateral thrusters to effect. Oh, it's just this is just a little bit tight. I'm knocking his shields down though, which is good. Right, come on you. Oh, are you running away? Got your shields. Ha ha ha. Normally, what I have noticed is most commanders, as soon as they've lost their shields, they start running away. Oh, just like he is. Oh. Right, come here. Pick on me. Think I was an easy target, did you? Ha! The one problem I do have with my beam lasers, you just see how quickly they just overheat. Oops. I might not have wanted to do that. I think I might have just hit the station. Ooh. That might be me wanted then. I don't know just yet. Yeah, he's going to run away. Well, the station's firing on him. Oh, no, I'm still clean. I'm still clean. Right. He's going to try and hide around the back of the station. Well, we can't let him get away with that. Oh, this is fantastic. You just look at the detail on the station as you fly past. Shields are still up. Oh, they're slowly coming up, rather. Right, boost round. Come here. I think he may think I've given up. Sucker. Oh, you're not wanting to take me on anymore, are you? You wanting to run away? Oh, this is an immense feeling of satisfaction. The amount of times I've seen poor sods basically launch from the space station. Oh no, I think I might have caught the space station there. I've got a whole load of red around me. That might be... Yeah, that's the Federal fighters. They've all gone hostile. So I think I better bug out. Taking one eagle on is a good idea. Is normally okay, but taking an eagle and a few condors on at the same time, not a good idea. Ooh, you lucky so-and-so. But your name's on the naughty list. Right. Yep, I'm wanted. Dead or alive. Well, that actually brings me on to something that's coming in beta. Now, there's new ships coming, and one of those ships is the Viper Mark III. The Viper Mark III is the police ship. So at this point, if I had fired on the station, in the old games, Vipers would launch constantly in constant streams just to take you out. And, you wouldn't stand a chance, basically, if you're up against 4 or 5 of them. And these Vipers, the Viper Mark III, which is supposed to be a playable ship, from what I understand, is going to be a bit of a tough cookie. Oh, okay, I'm still hostile. The station's not hostile at me though. Right, okay, let's see if I can actually dock. It's given me permission. Might as well try it. Mind you, I think our commander is still in there, you know. Might be even being fired on, I think. Best plan of action, get in the dock of the platform and then enter the hangar. Because the hangar gives you a whole lot of protection from the anybody who decides to start griefing inside the docking bay, which has been known to happen. You see, I used to play a game, well, not constantly. I played a game called Jumpgate, which was very, very similar to the... Oh, yes, someone is shooting in there. Right, into the hangar. Now. And we should be safe from now on. Excellent. Right. Now, as I was saying, yeah, I used to play a game called Jumpgate, and it's pretty similar to the Elite in the fact that it was a multiplayer space sim, a persistent universe. The problem that I have was that, or the problem that game had, was that there was an inordinate amount of griefing that went on. Alright, let's get rid of this cargo. Effectively, a newbie like myself, who was still trying to get the hang of the flight model because it was full Newtonian physics and absolutely mental, but in a good way, would come out of the space station, and waiting for you there would be about 2 or 3 people who would just shoot newbies for fun. And after about 2 weeks, I went through the free trial period, and I paid for, I think, a month. But after about 2 weeks into the paid thing, I just cancelled the account because I was just sick and tired of getting griefed. And this is one of the things that I think a lot of people are concerned about in Elite Dangerous, because, well, griefers will be griefers and haters will be haters, and there's a whole lot of trepidation about whether or not we'll end up with goon squad type activity in this game, where you have people just going around in gangs making sure that they're marking their own territory and things like that. But, well, David Braber and company say that they've got systems in place which will alleviate that. So what will happen is you'll have a case of if the system starts to think that you are a griefer and you're attacking commanders for no apparent reason, you'll be moved invisibly to different instances where you'll be put with like-minded griefers. So your Care Bear, if you like it, if you got your people who are just wanting to fly cooperatively and just quite happily trade by themselves, then they'll be in their own little instances, while all the griefers and the people that like to cause manic and mayhem, they'll be all with other like-minded people on their own instances, and hopefully after a while never the twain shall meet. Of course, that's another thing that's coming in beta, which is the matching system, which, well, it should be interesting to see the matching and the grouping. You should be able to select one of 3 modes, which will be your friends list, all in, and maybe solo. I don't know whether those have actually been confirmed from beta, but that I know that's where they're planning to go. Where shall we go? Where shall we go? Yes, hang on a sec. I'll show you some of the other things which has come up. Now, the beta itself, I think we'll move on to Iranian just to show you. This is the present range of the premium beta. Beta 1 will be a lot bigger. We're talking almost 60 systems. So we're talking about this kind of range here. So there'll be plenty of space for the existing players, and the extra 30,000 people who paid for beta access during the Kickstarter and since then. So I hope to see a lot of you there. Now if we look around here, you'll see there's a lot of different systems, different anarchies, different independent systems, and you can also see the dust clouds and the in the distance, especially in the galactic core. The galactic core is so bright. Oh yeah, and there was a whole lot of hilarity because somebody found a system that we could visit called, I think it's Morgor. There we are. You can see it just there. Morgor. Sounds a bit ominous, really. So you cannot simply walk into Morgor. You have to fly. Yes, I know how sad that is. But it's things like that that keep us amused. Right. Now let's see. So there's going to be plenty of space for everybody, as I was saying, and a little bit more trading possibilities to deal with. Right. Let's see. Let's take this to Asulus.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Right. Oh, hello. There's another Sidewinder just leaving. Oh, backer number. These are commanders that have basically purchased the premium beta but haven't signed up their commander name yet, or the database hasn't been updated. Yeah, I keep on forgetting about that as well. The toast rack there, or the docking bay, they've gone and, oh hello, you look familiar. And you've jumped. Now, that's another thing that we might be able to do soon, is in the previous games I could have found out where he was jumping to and tracked him down and hunted him down like that dog he is. But no, I think it'll be nice. No, what happened there at the grate, the docking bay, or as people call it, the toast rack these days, is that there are repulsor fields around there that will push you into the centre of the docking bay to help with docking big ships. The problem is, if you've got two ships leaving at once, as just happened there, you end up colliding. Or in that case, it was a close miss. Right, so off to Acelus. Here we go. Line up. And seem to have trouble jumping. I think we're still in range. Now this is one thing that's going to come in as well that can affect all this stuff, is fuel. We might be finding out that all this high-speed travelling around the systems might not be possible because we won't have enough fuel to do it. I mean, it could be a good way to nerf the Eagle. Sorry, I'm not allowed to use the phrase nerf, that's frowned on by Frontier. But you can limit the power of some of the bigger ships by making them very fuel hungry, so they don't have the same hyperspace range, or in order to use frame shift they've got to shut down systems to make sure that they can reach that station that's over 500 light seconds away. Right, hang on. No, there's Beagle 2. Oh, this one 1120. Well, so we'll find out how fuel works on the 29th. Really looking forward to it, personally. There's supposed to be another couple of ships coming as well, but those haven't been confirmed. But one of the most important things that's coming is in-system comms. Or, well, apparently you will have voice comms to other commanders in the same system and the same instance. So that means that you can call for help, or you can talk to other people that are attacking you, or you can basically arrange ad hoc alliances. At the moment, people use the TeamSpeak servers, of which I'm always on the Live Radio one, surprisingly enough, and the Dockers one. Blatant plug. If you don't know what Dockers is, I'm afraid we're not allowed to talk about Dockers. But if you want to talk to a commander who's external to those systems, you have to use text and send them text messages. So that is going to add another dimension to this game. So you can just imagine saying that I'm at the Federal Distress Signal. I'm needing some help. I'm getting overwhelmed. And lo and behold, you get a couple of people say, "Yep, we'll come up and help you," just like there was in one of the first promo videos they did for this, which had Commander Malik in it and all that kind of stuff, which was great. I mean, there are other things that are supposed to be coming. We'll just have to wait and see whether or not they're implemented. A news feed. They've started putting news items into the daily news. Not the daily news, but letters, the weekly newsletters, telling them how they've been able to knock out bits of certain trading commodities and why those trading commodities have gone. So, for instance, the progenitor cells, which is basically stem cells, suddenly disappeared from the market last week, and no one understood why. And then all of a sudden, up comes this message in the newsletter saying that the progenitor cells no longer are available due to a bad batch, which is great. It just goes to show the control that they have over these systems and their ability to manipulate it. I mean, these news events and generated missions, they're supposed to be coming in this. So we'll just have to wait and see how that's implemented. But I must admit, it's getting very exciting. A lot of people are wishing that they had their own TARDIS to get through the next week or so. Myself included, I think. Now, I do know, I definitely suspect that we're going to have the Viper as one of the new ships, but the rumours are that they're going to have another two. Now, we already know that the Laken Type 9's in, and the Hauler, that looks like a Laken Type 7 if you look on the wiki. I think the other Laken is a Type 6. Those are big cargo vessels that get smaller every time. And Laken is also responsible for the Asp. Now, the Asp is the ship that I always used to fly in Frontier and in First Encounters, not the Cobra. Cobra was a good ship in that, but not as good as an Asp, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to see whether or not they bring that out. Or we might actually have our first Imperial vessel. That'll be interesting to see. Ooh, again with a wibbly wobbly ship. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's everything up to date. Yeah. So 30,000. Oh no, that is a good view. Oh, hang on, I've got to take another photo. Look at that. We've got the space station and the moon and the ring planet. Oh, I'm gonna have to have a yeah. Ooh. Right. I might take these photos and I'll put them up on a site somewhere. Put the link on the YouTube video. You can see when I take the photo, you'll see that the space station will stutter and stop, because it's processing the vast amount of data that this this photo generates. Ironically, the photos are bigger than the Frontier and First Encounters game. I mean, an icon it takes up more memory than the original Elite game. So, yeah. Right. Well, one thing that is going to happen is when beta does come around, the impression that I've got is that we're going to get completely wiped. So everybody, newbies included, will all be starting in a Sidewinder with a single forward-firing pulse laser. And goodness knows it's going to be it's going to be manic. Yeah. One of the other things that I've been doing as part of the Elite community is that all the books from Fantastic Books have come out, and I've finished reading one of them, which was, as I said before, Drew Wagar's Elite Reclamation. Very good, fast-paced space opera, and it does make me think, right, I'm going to have to visit some of these places, because all the places in these books will exist in the game, and the authors have even had to put in their system descriptions and things like that, which is such a nice touch. I've also just finished Chris Booker's story in the anthology. That's a very nice little read. And it's now on to Alan Stroud's Elite Lave Revolution. So, from what I've been told, that's quite a good one. I'd also recommend having a quick look at Docking is Difficult, done by, I think it's William Dafoe? Can't remember. But he is the gentleman responsible for the Pirates books. You know, you might have seen Pirates, an adventure with scientists at the movies, but his book, it certainly caused a wry smile every now and then, now and again, and I'm glad I'm not an intern. Trust me. Right. Well, that's almost done. With a bit of luck. Oh, I do hate these landing bays which are right next to the docking port. They are so difficult to get to. Right. Down we go. What is wrong with me today? Hang on. Ah, there we go. Right. Well, that's me done. That's the last top shift in beta and premium beta, and hopefully I will see a whole lot of you in beta on the 29th. And I hope you found this useful. Good night.